What's up, my peoples? What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining me once again. This is A Marvelous, and I'm bringing you more controversy. Beware controversy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving me your attention. Thank you for everyone that's giving me the feedback, sending me the emails, the texts, and everything. I appreciate it. I don't do this just for me. I do this, to kind of shed light on things, to kind of give people a clear picture, and to give things more substance in regards to things to discuss. Because your thoughts and the things you conversate about dictate your reality. So frivolous conversation is all the way around. You could bump into anyone, and somebody's going to talk to you about something of little value. So this video and other videos is to kind of give more substance to the things we see in the news, to give in the media, and to kind of give a different spin based on facts and patterns and symbols and astrology at some point and numbers, to kind of get you and me and others and everyone in the world to kind of have different conversations, and to show how those conversations can shift events just by people interacting on a positive vibration and changing the course of how we normally operate. So with that said, today we're going to start another segment called the Bill and Hillary Clinton Files, Part 1. So right now, obviously, Hillary Clinton just escaped this whole email scandal and things like that. Pretty much no penalties, no nothing, just a reprimand. And I think it's important, whenever you look at the news now, like I say, always look at 50-year cycles or even 100-year cycles. But a lot of times you don't even have to go that far back. You can do 10-year or 20-year cycles to see what's going on. Because a lot of times we see news, and for the most part, most people have no clue what the hell this thing with Hillary Clinton and the emails are about. So sometimes to look at the current news, you have to look at the past and history to give you a proper lens and focus to understand what you see. And once you do that, then you have a better picture of what's going on. Because in life, especially in politics, things cycle around. So to give more context to this Hillary Clinton situation with the emails, we need to look at Bill Clinton. Go back to Bill Clinton, his presidency, and there was a scandal that he was going through. The thing is, the reason why I decided to put attention, I never did this, never really focused on news stories and staged events and things like that. It's just lately I've been compelled to do it because it's at an all-time high, it's ridiculous, and it's really pissing me off how people keep falling for this and getting emotional about it. I've heard people have relationships break up because of what's going on in the news. You know what I mean? This is ludicrous. And all of this stuff is not real. I don't care what people say. So in terms of Hillary Clinton with the emails, we got to go back to Bill Clinton because this happened before. This isn't the first time this has happened. So when Bill Clinton was running for president, a lot of people remember that he was going through the old Monica Lewinsky situation, and he was impeached, brought up on charges and things like that for extramarital affairs, which makes no sense. I don't think, and I could be wrong. If I am, send me the information, that having an extramarital affair is enough to be impeached while you're president. Right? That seems to be a character, moral decision, not a political decision. But what most people don't realize is that that was also a smokescreen. The real problem with Bill Clinton was the fact that he was sending China sensitive information about America's most selective technology. That's really what the issue was. He was sending them like missile and satellite technology in exchange for millions of dollars in campaign contributions. And that was called Chinagate. Bill Clinton was involved in Chinagate. It was probably one of the biggest scandals in American history. But that wasn't a well-known fact. And the reason why was, as Chinagate was hitting the fan and more pressure was being put to indict Bill Clinton on treason, this Monica Lewinsky thing came out. Now I want to pause right there. people that know me or hear my videos will always hear me reference Wag the Dog. I think this video might be the most important in reference to that movie, was because when Bill Clinton was impeached, late 90s, like 98, 99, during this whole Monica Lewinsky scandal, around the same time that movie came out, Wag the Dog. And Wag the Dog was quickly pulled. It wasn't even in theaters for like a year, I don't think, or even 6 months. Or even 3 months, I don't think. But during that time when he was being impeached and the whole Monica Lewinsky situation was coming out, that's because Chinagate was escalating. Treason charges was being brought up on Bill Clinton. And the fact that he was giving the Chinese sensitive information, private information about America in exchange for campaign contributions, in exchange for people actually getting seats in different political situations, that was a problem. You know, that's treason. At one point, Bill Clinton was so close to China that he was pretty much an ambassador there. So when you see these Hillary Clinton emails, it's nothing but the same game all over again. That's it. This has happened before with the Clintons. So it's back in the news again because why? She's running for president. And it's the same thing. So the Clintons are the Clintons. They're doing what they do best. Exchanging sensitive information to another country in exchange for campaign contributions. So this is one reason why these emails are so important, but they're not telling you this. You don't see that in the news right now, that this has happened before. This was a built thing with Bill Clinton. And when you look up Chinagate, this was huge. You know, for a president to do this is high treason. You know, high treason. But he escaped. Why? Because the media spin doctors, just like in the movie Wag the Dog, because the movie came out the same time as this Monica Lewinsky situation, but you never heard that much unless you did high research about Chinagate. And one of the players in Chinagate was a black male named Ron Brown. I think he was head of the Commerce Department. And Ron Brown was murdered. Plane crash went down, but it was found that I believe that he had a bullet in his head because he had these secrets of what the Clintons was doing. So this is nothing but a rehash story. So when you look at these emails and then you go back and you look at Chinagate and you see that the Clintons have a history of taking money for allegedly being treasonous, but there's evidence of it, because at least 12 people of Clinton's cabinet or that was down with Clinton actually fled 150 plus at least fled the country or escaped or was on the run because they was involved in this kind of treasonous activity. But at least 12 people that was down with Clinton actually either got arrested, indicted, or charged for participating and giving sensitive information to the Chinese. So this is important. So when you look at the emails, know that it's the same game being played. What is in those emails? Who did she send these emails to? So that's important. So I wanted to give a little history to show you that the reason, because some people might say, well, why the hell is these emails so important? Who cares? Now you know that it's important because 10 to 1, those emails have sensitive information to it. But what kind of sensitive information? If you're giving classified information and weapons technology and all of these secrets to other countries, that's a high violation. That's a political crime. You're not supposed to do that in America, period. That's like a spy. But if you're in high office, you know, Secretary of State, presidential candidate doing that, and it's happening again, that's a problem. So when you look at this email scandal and she got off again, this is what the issue is. This is the same Clinton game that's been going on when Bill Clinton was in office. He raised his money by doing that, and now Hillary is doing the same thing. They're only doing what they know. So that's why I wanted to make this video, and I'm going to make another one with Trump as well. So this way you could see the balance of both of these candidates, and you could see both of their agendas have nothing to do with making America great. It has something to do with their own agenda. But I also made this video to show that anyone that was pretty much aware or cognizant or an adult during the 90s, you noticed that the Monica Lewinsky situation was all over the news. But you never heard of Chinagate. You didn't hear any of these major news stories or major news stations cover the fact that Bill Clinton was giving sensitive information and committing treason in the American public. Why not? If journalism is supposed to be free press and it's supposed to be independent press, how come Chinagate wasn't something that was mentioned, but instead we hear about who Bill Clinton is sleeping with behind his wife's back, allegedly, because even that, I believe, was staged. So with that, thanks again for giving me your attention, and start the conversation, because that's all it takes is for you to start the conversation for the dominoes to fall. Chinagate, link it to these emails and you'll see what the game is about, and look up the fact that Monica Lewinsky was the main news story in the late 90s and not Chinagate. So with that, till the next time, peace.